Alright, now we're inside in my kitchen, and I brought that bucket inside full of the sap that we collected. There's a second bucket out there filling up, waiting for us. And what I use is super simple. It is as easy as boiling water. It literally drives my husband crazy. I like to use a Nesco pot, just a pitcher with my fine mesh strainer, like the coffee strainer is just fine, and then your measuring cup to just scoop it, filter it, and then boil it down. You can do it on the stove. People do it over like bonfires. People do it on like charcoal grills and stuff, but I just found that this is easy. So that's literally what we're gonna do. We're just gonna scoop up the sap, filter it through, then we're gonna put it in the pot and just boil it down until it becomes that like thick syrupy consistency that we want. It's gonna start bubbling. When you are stirring it and the bubbles aren't going away, then you know you're getting really close to that consistency you want. And watch it, because this stuff gets super hot. It's like lava if it touches your skin. It's a pain in the ass to clean up. My mom has done this and she's boiled it all over the kitchen before, her kitchen. So let's go. Look at all this sap, honey. This is gonna turn into syrup. Sap from the tree. From maple syrup. is a new day. Last night I boiled the sap down for about 5-6 hours. It was pretty late. I think I went to bed around 12:30, but that means that I got that whole 5-gallon bucket reduced to fill my 28 cup. I think that's how big this Nesco is. So then I just turned it off. I put a lid on it because you don't want anything happening in there, to just sit overnight till I got up this morning to start boiling it back down. So now it's been boiling for another like 3 hours. And you'll notice too with your sap that the closer you get to that syrup consistency, actually the quicker it is to boil it down because of the sugars being so condensed. It like fires up that boiling point. Anyways, so we're really close. We're down to about 3 cups. I guessed that this 5-gallon bucket would probably make about 2 cups of syrup. So I've got these little jars. Just want to make sure that they're really clean and sterilized that I'm going to put the syrup in. Each one of these jars is actually only a cup. The shape is misleading. You can totally put your syrup once it's done and cool down just a touch into a hot, clean mason jar with a rubber lid and a seal, because the maple syrup is already such high sugar content and you're putting a hot liquid into a warm jar, it naturally is going to seal itself and be shelf stable. There's no need to water bath can it or anything after that point. That's what I've been told. That's what I've heard other people do who also do their own home maple syrup. So to each their own, do your research, but I'm just going to be comfortable with putting a cup in here for my family and then a cup in here to share with someone else. And then I'm just going to repeat the process every time I have about 5 or 10 gallons. Oh my God, that was so good. Chancellor, you want to taste test our syrup? Mmm.
Pretty good.
Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? It looked like I was just boiling water. And it turned into syrup. It tastes like almost buttery and sugary, right? That was good. Okay, I gotta bottle it now. Thank you for trying it. How many stars?
3.
Out of what?
3 out of 9.
That sounds really bad. It sounds like you didn't like it. I just let it cool a touch, and I just put some nice hot water in my bottles to make sure that, they don't bust or any of that business while we were bottling them up. So my little thing here, how I do it is I just take a super fine mesh coffee strainer and I put it in a jar. I'm only doing 2 cups, so that'll be perfect for this. And then I just have my little, funnel. So I'm just gonna pour it in here. It'll go through the strainer and into the reservoir, and then I can just take everything out. And then I can pour it into my bottles with a smaller funnel. That's good, right?
Tastes like syrup.
It's good. How many stars? What? 3 out of what? So here it is, all bottled up and cute. And now real quick, we'll go downstairs and I'll give you a little update on the seedlings we've started. So now we are downstairs in my basement, which is where I have my seeds set up. It is a very inexpensive greenhouse shelving system that came with a clear vinyl that the chickens broke, so I need to replace that. And then I just bought a very inexpensive grow light, strip lights that you can, you know, then fasten to whatever shelving unit system you have, and that's it. That's how fancy it is. There's our violas. Let's see, onions. We got a couple stray. I don't know what that is. Onions have these like thin straight shoots, so we got a couple stray seeds in here. I'm sure they're the pansies. This is our Johnny Jump Up. And for cabbage seedlings, I actually don't worry too much about the legginess because you can just up pot them a little bit deeper. And while they don't necessarily create new roots, they do, it does help with support, and then, you know, you can still use them. It's just because they germinated so quickly that I didn't realize it, so I didn't move them down here to the lights. So they got a little stretched out. Unlike these guys. Looks so good. Okay, well that does it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, turning our sap into syrup, and then doing that little seedling update. I am just over the moon for it being syrup season finally. So now, kind of every week, once I have the 5 or 10 gallons of sap, I'll just spend the 12 hours boiling it down. So yeah, okay. I will see you next time. Bye.